You are walking down a busy street and someone collapses on the sidewalk. 20 people are around you. Nobody moves. You wait for someone else to react first. But the real answer for why you freeze is far stranger than simple coldness. It is not that you do not care. It is that your brain is running an ancient calculation you cannot feel happening. In 1964, a young woman named Kitty Genovese was attacked outside her apartment building in New York. Newspapers claimed dozens of neighbors heard her cries and did nothing. The story shocked the country. Why would so many people stay silent? Two psychologists, Latané and Darley, could not accept the simple explanation that people had become cruel. So they built an experiment. They put a single person in a room, then filled other rooms with more people and staged a fake emergency. The person alone almost always helped immediately. The person surrounded by others often did nothing at all. The same event, the same danger. A completely different response. They called this the bystander effect. Your brain is not deciding whether the emergency is real. It is scanning the crowd for permission. If nobody else looks alarmed, some ancient part of you concludes the danger must not be real either. Your ancestors survived by reading the group, not by reading the situation alone. A herd that panics at every shadow dies of exhaustion. A herd that watches its elders for cues survives the real threats. That instinct kept early humans alive on the savannah. It also keeps you frozen on a sidewalk today. There is a second force at work, and it is even quieter. Psychologists call it diffusion of responsibility. When you are the only witness, the weight of the moment lands entirely on you. When 19 other people stand beside you, that weight splits 19 ways. Your brain, without asking permission, assumes someone else has already made the call, already dialed for help, already stepped forward. Everyone assumes this at once. Nobody moves. Have you ever sat in a meeting and watched an obvious problem go unspoken because everyone assumed somebody smarter would mention it first? Have you ever noticed a stranger's phone left behind on a train seat, glanced around at other passengers, and quietly decided it was somebody else's responsibility to say something? Here is the counterintuitive twist. The bystander effect gets weaker, not stronger, the more specific the danger becomes. Later researchers found that when a victim looked directly at one single bystander, made eye contact, and said a specific phrase like "you," in the blue jacket, call an ambulance, the diffusion collapsed instantly. Responsibility snapped back onto one person. Help arrived within seconds. The crowd was never actually cold. It was simply unaddressed. Decades later, psychologist Peter Fischer led a large review of these emergency studies, pulling together data from dozens of experiments across different countries. He found something that surprised even researchers who already believed in the bystander effect. In situations involving real physical danger, like a fire or a car accident, the presence of other people sometimes helped instead of hurt. Why would that be? Fisher's answer was simple. When the threat is unmistakable and physically dangerous, more witnesses can mean more hands available to act, and the ambiguity that causes freezing disappears. It is uncertainty, not crowd size, that paralyzes you. A vague situation with many witnesses is the most dangerous combination of all because everyone is waiting for someone else to confirm what is actually happening. This is not just a story about strangers on a street. It shows up in your group chats when a friend hints they are struggling and everyone assumes someone else will check in. It shows up at work when a mistake is visible to the whole team and nobody flags it because surely someone already has. It shows up in your own head when you notice something wrong and quietly decide it is not your job to say anything. The crowd inside your mind is doing exactly what the crowd on the sidewalk does. So the next time you feel that strange hesitation, that pause where your body wants to act but your mind waits for a signal from everyone else, remember what Latané and Darley actually discovered. You were never designed to evaluate danger in isolation. You were designed to read the room. But rooms full of people reading each other can freeze together forever, waiting for someone else to move first. Maybe the bravest thing you can do is stop scanning the crowd for permission and become the one single person that breaks it.